This is what remains of it. And if you look down here, you could actually see prayer books, Hebrew prayer books.
Wow.
A shawl here. This is what remains of it. And below this was that bomb shelter that was damaged. And 30 people ran into that bomb shelter. I don't know if you can see it between the pillars over here, Yehuda, but it was heavily damaged as a result of that. 3 people out of the 30 that took shelter died. Another 6 in that building just to the right of it. And this is a home as well. So 9 people died here, more than 50 injured. And it's a tight-knit community, as you can imagine, Chris. And the other thing is there's a lot of Americans here. A lot of Americans take Aliyah in Bet Shemesh because of the Orthodox region that's here. And so it's devastating to America as well as those in Israel as well. And of course, earlier that day on Sunday, when this hit about 2 p.m., about 12 hours earlier, another ballistic missile hit in Tel Aviv, killing 1 person there. So all in all, 10 dead, up to 700 that have been injured.
Paul, what about attacks so far today? I know on your way to the site there were several sirens and air raids. Are you seeing anything on the ground right now? And what's the sense from the residents in Bet Shemesh? How are they feeling? How are they doing?
Yeah, nothing on the ground, but yeah, the sirens were going off. Both Yehuda, my videographer, and I had to pull over on one occasion and take cover. And on the way here, another one went off, 2 more. So it's really been pretty much every hour, it seems like, an air raid siren going off. And if you can see the building over there, we actually took cover in that blown out building from the missile that actually hit here on Sunday. That's been our cover, and it's been ongoing. Now, we did learn earlier today that a joint, and whether it's joint or just happen at the same time, a Hezbollah rocket as well as an Iranian rocket landed in central Israel. It's my understanding only a handful of people were hurt here in that incident, no deaths, which is another thing that's pretty remarkable if you consider the amount of missiles that have been shot this way. Now, to your question about what it's like here. Again, this is a tight-knit community, even though it's a little over 100,000 because it's a Reddy community, it's an Orthodox community, and everybody knows everybody type thing. And so they're not used to seeing things like this. They're not used to seeing this kind of devastation. And we're having rabbis that were coming in and out of here and other people just looking at that, pondering, sort of taking it all in, that something so devastating happened in their own backyard.
Yeah. What are you hearing in the wider war right now, Paul, concerning the Iranian Navy and some of the attacks that the U.S. and Israel are continuing to hit inside Iran?
Well, you heard Trump, right? He said this is far from finished. So he's going to continue to pound. And he said we're not even close to giving an all-out effort in this. So everybody's poised to see what this is going to look like next. How bad could it get? What's going to be the retaliation on the part of Iran? So we're all sort of in this, what's it going to look like here in the next month? Is it going to be several weeks in the future, like Trump points out? Is it going to be less than that? Nobody really knows. And as far as the Navy, I believe they have a very small Navy, Iran does. And we're hearing that basically 10 or 14 ships, I believe, are all sunk, are all gone, destroyed by the Israeli and the U.S. forces. So obviously they have an upper hand here. The question is, how long is this going to take? How long is this going to be dragged out? Not only here in Israel, but the surrounding Gulf states, which, as you know, Chris, Iran has attacked just as much as Israel over the last several days.
Yeah.
Paul, give us a sense from some of the, have you spoken to any of the families or any of the relatives of anyone? I mean, we know we have a connection to Tamir, who lost both his mother and his brother in this attack in Bet Shemesh. Is there any outreach happening with the families, or have you heard anything regarding how they're doing?
Yeah, I spoke to a rabbi here. There's an organization called Israel 360. And Chris, correct me if I got that wrong, 360.com. And what they do is help people in need. So now people are coming together because these homes, as you see here, this has to be rebuilt. Everything you're seeing behind me, these were homes. This was a synagogue. And not only does they need money to be rebuilt, the people that are displaced and those that are injured are also needing some help, are also needing some direction to kind of carry them through this devastating time. And you hear stories, the rabbi that I spoke with, his teenage son played basketball with one of the victims here, who I believe was a 16-year-old. So this is hitting hard here. This is something you hear about, you read about, and like anybody, but when it happens here, right here in your own backyard, it takes on a totally different meaning. But as we know, these people are resilient. One woman told me, even though they don't like to see this, they have a forgiving heart. They somehow understand, which is maybe for a lot of our viewers beyond comprehension when you see things like this. Somebody was holding this in their hands when that bomb came down here at 2 p.m. Sunday.
Yeah, well, great reporting right there on the scene, Paul. It is Israel 365. They do every day of the year. A great ministry. I think as Rabbi Tuli Wise you might have talked to. A great organization. Paul, great reporting from probably one of the most tragic scenes of the war so far. Thanks a lot.